inspiring station, God's own station, uniting the world. There is this one television that is so entertaining. It is so inspiring and so educative. Starcross TV, inspiring station. Watch Starcross TV, enlightening station. Watch Starcross TV, empowering station.
Every night we go to sleep without the guarantee of living tomorrow, yet we still set an alarm to wake up with hope. Now today is a very beautiful morning in the city of Calabar, and we are live here on Starcross TV, and it is a little bit cloudy with some little rain to make sure that the day goes cool and sound for the children of God. Good morning and welcome to the Morning Star Breakfast Show, brought to you by Starcross TV, and I'm David Eric, reaching out to you from Starcross TV. Definitely, I will not be sitting here alone, so I am always here with a very beautiful, wonderful colleague of mine. Her name is Sister Stella Talbot. Good morning to you, Sister Stella, and a happy Friday.
Good morning to you, Brother David Eric. Yeah, happy Friday to you too. How was yesterday? How was your night?
My night was okay. We thank the Father for making me to see yet another wonderful day, to be among the Christians that are awake, and I'm happy.
Yeah, thank you very much. To our audience, it is said that a new day is a new chance to start again, to forgive ourselves, and to create a better tomorrow. Good morning to you, and welcome to Friday's episode of the Morning Star Breakfast Show on Starcross Television. How is the weather at your location? Because here at ours, but we thank God immensely for giving us the opportunity to be here this morning on set. So what are you doing for yourself this morning? Is the weather favorable at your location? Is it something that will allow you to leave your comfort zone? Because it's very tempting over here, you know. But we thank God immensely that we are here finally to inspire us, to educate us, and to also remind us of most of those things we have learned and forgotten due to our life hustles and struggles.
Definitely.
Yes, it is still the Friday's episode of the Morning Star Breakfast Show on Starcross Television. So please stay glued, because we have very wonderful and interesting segments to bring to your screen this very beautiful morning. I remain Stella Talbot.
Thank you so much, Sister Stella. And today is officially a Friday, and it is the last day for the week, like the working week, you understand. And now, what are you grateful for? What are the things you have lost during the week, and what are the things you wish to carry over for the next week? Remember, failure, it's not something that has to stick with you. You have to accept the fact that, yes, there is failure, but one thing is for you accepting, and one thing is for you building from this failure. Are you ready to stand up from where you fell down? Make sure you stand up and rise again, because when you rise again, every man will want to celebrate with you. But when you fall, man, they're going to leave you. Okay, Sister Stella, how do you feel when you were celebrated and when you are downcasted when you fail?
Well, I think we've sat down here one certain time, and then we talked about always maintaining the status quo. You know, if you are, well, when you are at the peak, and then something somewhere makes you or reduces you, you know, it's called steeze and composure. Yes, and something somewhere reduces your standard, it's always very bad. Now, let's say, for instance, in a class of 50, you're always at the top, always first position, either first or second. You're just always, okay, no, not second. You're always at the top, first position. And then a term comes, or a semester comes, where you get to the 5th position, not even second. You can imagine the gap. Even you yourself will be like telling yourself, Stella, is this you? Eric, is this me? You wouldn't even dare to even open your report card to your parents at home. in fact, you'll just be downcasted. You'll feel so bad. So it is always very good that if you are at the top, try as much as possible to maintain that status quo, to maintain that standard. Because if anything happens and then you are 1 inch lower than where you were, it is always very difficult to spring up again. But not that if you have reduced your standard, or if your standard has reduced to maybe 1, 2, 3 inches above below where you were, you shouldn't try to spring up. You should just remain downcasted or remain there at that lower level. You should always also fight to see how to bring yourself again to that level you've been known for, that level you have been over the years. Do not feel that those are challenges, you know. Do not feel that challenges are there to just weigh you down or to just bring you to a zero level or a zero limit. No. These are, should I say, challenges are trials and temptations. They are the way of testing your faith, you know. Now, let's say, okay, let's use our brother Job, for instance. This is someone that had everything in totality. He was a wealthy man. He had everything he needed.
Complete man.
Complete, you know. He had everything he needed, but at some point, everything just vanished just like that. You know, most times we could just say, God, it's like you forsaken me. Let me also toe the line of being forsaken, and then you remain there. But he never saw it that way. He saw it that, okay, it could be God testing me to see if I am truly, you know, he's the son he says I am, or he knows me to be. And for sure, he proved God right. You know, because even God, he proved God right. Because even God told Satan that, you see, that son of mine, he can never disappoint me. He can never disgrace me. He can never say, no, I'll not be God's child again. I want to switch to be this child of the devil. You know, he stood still. He stood his stand. He maintained his peace and composure. And then at the end of the day, God still took his glory in his life. So what are we trying to say in essence? If you are at the top, always try to maintain that position. But if anything happens that you go beneath your level or your position, always try to see how to fight back to your original position.
All right, thank you so much, Sister Stella. And away from that, I have picked 1 or 2 things you have to try and maintain. But in the course of trying now, you have so many persons who are always there to celebrate with you, to be around you when the going is rosy. And when the going is bad, they are not there. They will be like, see, everything is over, everything is over. So do you still accept those same persons who are not there? We have to be plain. Do you still accept those same persons who are not there with you when it is not rosy? Remember, our Father says we should forgive.
Okay. Hey. Okay, that's where the saying, if a friend in need is a friend indeed. Or is it the other way around?
Yes.
Now, there's something about friendship. I can actually relate that. It is so relatable. Now, there's something about friendship. If you have set of friends that only celebrate your glory, celebrate when things are
Let me
rosy.
not even use celebrate, because celebrate looks a little bit better. Okay,
Okay.
they are always around you.
Okay,
maybe
that's
for
the
beneficial reasons.
That's the word.
Understand? So when they don't have anything to benefit, and when you are down, they are not there.
Okay.
So do you accept them?
Well, there's no how you will not accept them. You will still accept them, but you know, you yourself, you should know the corner to place them. That is just a simple truth. I just here on the reality check. You should know the corner to check them. You cannot just have friends just when they have something to benefit from you. And then when it turns the other way around, it's said that the grass is not always greener at the other side. There are times when life seems rosy. There are times when life seems thorny. You know, there are times when you feel like, it is over for me. And you need someone to talk to. You need a shoulder to lean on. And those friends that are always there to benefit 1 or 2 things from you, maybe when you had it all, when you had this, you had that, you had everything to give to them, they're always there. But when it turns the other way around, you see nobody no shoulder to cry on or to lean on, nobody to advise you, nobody to say, to give you certain or comforting words. my dear, you cannot just discard them totally, but you should know the corner to place them. You should know where to keep those set of persons, because I must tell you for a fact that those kind of persons are seasonal friends. Those are seasonal friends. Those are persons who come when the gyrating is very high, when everything is just at the peak, and then but when the momentum is going down, it's diminishing. They're also trying to they're wither away. So those are ceremonial friends. What they're trying to say in essence is, you know yourself, you know what you want, you know the kind of friends you need around you. Do not just discard them totally, but keep them at a safe corner where you know that at least, as you climb the ladder ahead, you can still meet them somewhere.
Definitely.
You can still meet
because
them somewhere.
Life is so funny sometimes.
Very funny.
But away from that, before we get to the funny side now, so imagine you are okay, the momentum is high, but you want to do a selection, because in life, it's good to know the value of the people around you. You know their what, you know what and what they can do for you if they are willing to stick. Because most persons, in a relationship, somebody has to play the fool to make sure that there is continuity, there is progress, there is happiness. Somebody has to do that. So imagine you being the person making sure that there's continuity, there is plenty, there's enough to go around for everybody. And all of a sudden, you want to test them. Is it always right for you to test them? The momentum is there, you have everything, but you just had to disguise and test them. And at the end of the day, when you test them, maybe out of 10, just 1 or 2 pass the test. So do you call them back to say, I was testing you, or so on and so forth?
Well, I would say you don't just outrightly tell them, I was testing you.
No, yes, you don't just outrightly tell them, but actions, they say, speak louder than words.
Yes, action speaks louder than words. But for me, if I'm to fit myself in that shoe, I wouldn't just outrightly tell you, I was testing you to know the kind of friend you are. Just like you said, action speaks louder than words.
Yeah.
If I was someone that was very clingy, like I was always by you, always with you, when you need me, you see me there, and then I try to put up that stunt just to know the kind of person you are, and then you ended up proving me right, that of course, you're just a seasonal friend, my dear. Okay, there are 2 ways. It's either I'll also tell you to your face, I was trying to test you to know the kind of friend you are, or my actions will speak louder. I will just try to withdraw myself and then to also pinch myself and say, Stella, this your friend is not that friend you thought she is or he is, So that's just, I'll just come in 2 ways. It's either I will tell you outrightly, I was just doing this to test if truly you are that dearest friend you claim to be, or you're just there when I have it to give to you, So I'll just come in 2 ways. Either ways that works, I'll just do either.
All right, either ways that works for you, make sure you do the right thing.
If it was to be you, what would you do?
Definitely. Most times I love speaking out my mind. It's good you tell somebody the truth, because the person might still be feeling that you still have him at heart, giving him that high hopes, you understand? So if you don't man up and tell the person might actually change.
Okay.
If you talk to the person, imagine you setting a stone like that, and at the end of the day, the person falls. Maybe the person genuinely does not have that consciousness. Most persons just take life so casual, and they don't take responsibility for the things they ought to do. Yes. Now, you have a friend, and you're always sticking your neck for this particular friend, and all of a sudden, you want to pull a stop. Even parents do test their children. Even God do test us. And as human, now you want to test and know the loyalty of this particular friend or friends you keep. And all of a sudden, maybe just one had to pass the test. It is very good and important for you to tell them politely, create a very good scenario, and tell them that this and this you have noticed from them, and it is not good, but we can all change and grow better. You will see few will want to adapt to what you have said and become good people in life. While some of them will want to see you as somebody who is bragging, as somebody who has pride, as somebody who maybe they will say, are you trying to be like God or something? But it is very, very important for you to tell them. Now, at this point in time, when you have spoken and you try to watch, because you have to still give man second chance, because even God gives us chances upon chances. At this point in time, I think this is where I can say actions speak louder than words. If there's no improvement, there is no encouragement, definitely, I think a little bit of distance, but I'm not saying you should cut off completely, because in life you do not know where you will find yourself. So this is what we are saying. It is very important that we, as we are growing up, we make sure that when the momentum is high, we stick to our friends, and when the momentum is low, that is where we need to show a lot of love. It is not really easy. Most persons are going through a lot, so we need to show lots and lots of love to our family members, to our friends, to those we might not even know. You never can tell. You might be helping somebody at a very dying need. All right, today is Friday. We'll be keeping you with a very wonderful performance from Abbas Unical. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere.
Call upon His holiness, Olumba. Call upon His holiness, Olumba. Call upon His holiness, Olumba.
Everyone sign you.
Call upon
Call upon Him.
Call upon Him in the time of sorrow. Call upon Him, He will answer you. Call upon Him in the time of sorrow. Call upon Him, He will answer you.
In the The first is the last is beginning and the end. Call on him, he will answer you. Call on him,
Call upon him
call on him.
in the time of sorrow.
Call on him.
He will answer you. Holiness Olumba. Call upon his 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 holiness Olumba.
Call upon
Call upon his holiness Olumba. 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 Call upon his holiness Olumba.
Said opportunities are like the sunrise. If you miss them, you might miss a lot. But I don't know, Sister Stella might have a different opinion on this aspect. Yes, it was a very wonderful performance from Abbas Unical. That is the Credo chapter here in Brotherhood of the Crossing Star. They have good voices, and it was a very wonderful performance. Sister Stella, good to have you back.
Thank you. Welcome
So
back.
what I just said now, is it true?
That opportunities does what?
It is said that opportunities are like the sunrise. If you miss it, you might miss a lot.
Well, there's another saying that opportunity comes but once. And then I can remember vividly that we sat here once and then we said that while hoping for good opportunities, it should make you prepared.
True.
Opportunities should meet preparedness. Because you're wishing to be this or wishing to be that, and you haven't even done the list of what you're supposed to do. You're hoping or you're dreaming to become the president of a country. You're hoping to become the DVC. You're just hoping to become something or someone very
Are you
big.
ready?
And you are not ready. So what if this opportunity comes at, like it's being thrown at you? You don't have the smallest pepper to prove that you are ready for this opportunity. Of course, most times opportunity come but once, but other person to say they come repeatedly. But however it comes, whichever your grace can take, it should just meet you prepared.
Definitely. All right, away from that now, so we are going to be knowing the fact that if this opportunity meets preparedness, and this is why we have a very wonderful interactive session with the natural bodies here in Brotherhood of the Crossing Star. So I will allow Sister Stella to do the introduction. We have a very wonderful body. I will not want to reveal, so I will ask Sister Stella to do the introduction and reveal the body that is here with us on site.
Okay, thank you very much, Brother David Eric. To our audience, thank you for staying glued. Yes, just like he rightly said, here with us are representatives, or let me start by saying here with us are the ombudsmen of Brotherhood of the Crossing Star. Yes, they are here to tell us about who basically an ombudsman is. I know these are things we do more often. Like we ask these questions more often during Pentecostal period like this, during interactive sessions with bodies and fellowships of this nature. They are a particular body saddled with a particular mandate. So we have the ability or the opportunity to always recap, to always re-emphasize, to always revisit their essence or the mandate as the case may be. So let us do us the honor of bringing this very beautiful and amazing representatives of the Divine Vanguard's natural body to your screen. First is the Deputy Provost Secretary 3. She is Divine Vanguard Sister Millington Tar Godidinka. Peace of the Father and welcome to Star Cross Television.
Perfect peace of the
So,
Father.
Father.
Peace.
Okay, next to her is Divine Vanguard Brother Lucky Udo Eko. He is the Men's Fellowship Chairman. Peace of the Father and welcome to Star Cross Television.
Perfect Peace, the best presenter of Star Cross Television. Peace of the Father.
Peace of the Father, boss.
Did you just set me up, Brother Lucky?
Actually, without any opposition.
Okay, thank you very much. You're welcome to Star Cross. How do you feel this morning? How was the weather at your location? I know you're flying from UK, you're flying from US, from Canada, from London, from all nooks and crannies
Definitely,
of
they
the
need
world.
to fly in, you
Of
understand?
course. So how was the weather actually affect your flight? I also realized or noticed you came earlier than scheduled. So we Father bless the Ombudsman immensely.
Amen.
How was the weather at your different locations? Did it actually tempt you not to come out, or you felt like I just have to come out?
Well, it was really cold this morning, and as human that I am, I didn't actually want to come out. I wanted to give in to sleep. But then again, I remember that I am an ombudsman, and as an ombudsman, my disciples be ever ready, right? So I just had to, put myself together, stand up, and here I am.
Okay, how about you, Brother Loki?
To me, the weather was quite appealing because waking up to see that today is set for all the ombudsman with a lot of hosts, I was reignited. So I was filled to be ready, and that's why I'm here.
Okay, perfect.
All right, they say my disciples be ever ready. So I have not seen any other body that is as ready as the ombudsman. So
Never say never, never say never.
I know most persons want to come after me, but I feel the
Okay.
Father has selected the ombudsman, and this is why he has created a lot of youths in this particular body to carry out this assignment. So I would love to start with Brother Lucky. So how far has it been gathering the youths, energizing them, and making them see the need for them to carry out the Father's mandate given to the ombudsman?
Thank you very much. It's been quite challenging at first, and since we all know that the Holy Spirit is always at work, so the members, which comprise basically the youths, are up to execute the Holy Father's mandates to the body. And the present administration has reinforced strategies globally with strict monitoring to ensure that vanguards ensure they take on their mandates, most especially their spiritual rituals of Second Sunday officiating with 6 to 6 fasting with special prayers to the entire world. And by that is a source of strength to execute other mandates that follows up, including mounting of official signposts of Brotherhood of the Cross and Stars, signifying registered battles across the BCS world.
All right, thank you so much, Brother Lucky. Away from that, before I hand over to Sister Millington, I really understand that most persons admire the body because of the uniqueness, because of the tax, because of the beauty, because of what the body entails. Now, we understand that filtration has also been taking place. So, has this gotten to the minimal, or does it still exist?
Currently, by the divine grace of our Father, with the office of the Deputy Provost Evangelism and Operations, in line with the collaboration with posted priests, there has been a whole lot of monitoring in that regards. And as we speak, there has not been any case of infiltration of doctrinal practices or engaging in operations that are against the doctrines of Brotherhood of the Cross and Star. And this is occasioned by the strategies they have employed and the readiness to ensure that this has been done and has been done properly. Recently, we have recorded news from a battle within Cross River State, which has been on the positive side, that there is no mean saying that Divine Vanguard has been up to ensure that they go on operations, various battles, healing homes, which is part of a mandate. And so we can boldly say that we have recorded a huge improvement in maintaining doctrinal practices.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's bring in the provost, the secretary into the conversation. Now, he has made mention of the mandate of the fellowship. Now, let's come from this angle. We know different bodies and even fellowships, most times the mandate overlaps.
Yeah,
most times you hear a particular body would say we are mandated, or our mandate is for us to visit healing homes, visit Bethels, do this and do that, checkmate this, checkmate that. So it's more like the mandates are overlapping. So as the ombudsman or as the ombudsmen who are also saddled with the same responsibility or mandate, what happens if your mandate overlaps with another, with or a
Another
mandate from
body
another
or
body or
fellowship?
fellowship, as the case may be?
Well, thank you very much for that question. Firstly, we have our own core mandates.
Okay.
And of which one of that core mandates is to checkmate doctrinal malpractices across BCS formation, different BCS formation. And our target is especially on posted priests.
Okay.
We ensure that they do the right thing. And so far, if any of our mandate is, like you rightly said, is overlapping with any other BCS mandate, I feel like our own mandate is just unique and specific. That's why it is called core mandate.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, it doesn't actually overlap, like you just said. Yeah, so it's just about, like I rightly said, checkmating doctrinal malpractices, mounting of official signposts, and the rest of it.
Okay,
we are mandated to do that.
Okay, thank you. I don't know if it's actually all right to say it here, but I feel our audience are also listening to learn as well. So what happens if you find yourself in a particular Bethel or healing home or any business formation at all? Okay, you just went to investigate, like do your normal thing as regards your mandate, and then you met a kind of practice that does not really tally or relate with the doctrinal practices of Brotherhood of the Crossing Star. What do you do at that instance? How do you arrest the situation?
Okay, firstly, we have channels.
Okay.
You know, through which we report all our cases or tender our evidence. You know, in cases like that, in most cases, you take pictorial evidence.
Okay.
Because some people might actually come out and say, this thing, I didn't do it. Okay. And there is no evidence to show that they actually did that particular thing. So pictorial evidence is very, very important too. And then there are channels through which we report all these cases. You don't go there to fight anybody. You don't go there to quarrel or raise your voices or your voice at anyone. You do the right thing, which is channeling your report through the right channels.
Okay, all right. Away from that, I am still particular about this aspect, so I would love Bologi to give us an insight. Now, this doctrinal practice is something that we need to really uphold. Now, I will say the ombudsman, it's likened to a secret agency, but not secret in quotes, understand? So, now, do you identify yourself when you get to these places upon getting to the scene? Do you show yourself that this is who you are so that the people around there will be free to exhibit what they want to do? Or do you hide? Do you disguise to get to see things and
as
get
a secret
evidence?
Detective.
As a
You
secret
can be
detective.
there and just be getting all the information and no one knows.
Actually, preceding operations, because it is called Vanguard's operations, most especially on officiating days, would ensure that venues for such operations are unannounced.
Okay.
Yeah, because as secret detective, we have to be properly guided. And that will also help us to gather factual information with evidence at that same moment. But on getting there, we'd first introduce ourselves to either the resident priest or the domicile of the Bethel. But such venue are not announced before such operation is being executed, because we want to achieve a task. There are some certain guides you have to put yourself in, because it is quite challenging that getting to a place, you discover that things are not the way you hear about it. So with this, information was be restricted.
Okay, now we have over 1,000 and something Vanguard. So if you just go telling a priest that I am a Vanguard or I am a detective, how do the priest identify you?
Okay, you inform a priest that this team is led by the head of Vanguard Operations, which the clear and the most acceptable evidence should be a document maybe notifying that you are a divine vanguard. As a matter of fact, divine vanguards have I think we have a list of registration or something of sorts. And since you are not going there alone, there are 2-3 persons with you, which will boldly testify that truly is a team of operations of the divine vanguard's body. And as a responsible priest, as legible as you are, you would have to grant them the access to carry out such operation diligently, because all we are doing to achieve maximum results, avoiding infiltration of doctrinal practices.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, let's say I find myself in a local, like a very rural area where most of these practices are upheld, or let's say most of these practices are done. And then let's say the Divine Vanguard have not really operated such an area, for instance. Now, is there any emergency call line that I can call as someone who is not an ombudsman, who is not a Divine Vanguard? Like, I stumbled upon a practice that is not acceptable in the kingdom. Is there any emergency call line number I can call to maybe report this situation I have seen at this point in time? So, do you have?
Greatly, all the provosts or deputy provosts in charge of operations and state coordinators, they have their contact lodged in all local government areas with the resident priests and Bethel administrators. This is done such that if you can't reach this other person, at least the next person could be reached.
Okay.
And let's not also forget that as you are giving your report before the operation team would arrive there, you should be very, very conscious of your reports and ensure that fact, yes, is the content of your report.
All right, away from that, we understand that challenges are everywhere, you understand? So, Sister Meliton, we'd love to know, what are these factual challenges that the ombudsmen are going through to make sure that they achieve the core mandate you mentioned?
Well, you agree with me that in every organization, whether religious or not, there are challenges, faced, and there are challenges people go through. In Vanguard here, most times, it's very difficult to deal with humans. So most times it's really, really difficult to get Vanguards to leave the comfort of their homes to actually come to maybe the hall or their Bethels to, do the right thing, And sometimes too, Vanguards feel, I don't know, human beings, we have this sense of pride. Okay, I am, this person should not be talking to me. I am older than this person. And most of them, when they are being promoted, they see that promotion as a reward. They go back to rest. Oh, I have done enough for the Father, so it is time for me to rest. While some people, when they are being promoted, they seize that opportunity to do more, thereby showing gratitude to the Father. So it becomes a challenge when someone is being promoted and he sees the promotion as a reward to relax. So they'll just go back home and relax. So it becomes really Herculean for us to, and in this kingdom, you cannot force somebody to come out and work for the Father. It is something that comes out willingly so that your blessings too can flow lavishly.
Right.
So
okay, let's also you
on.
talked about reward for, like, promotion being a reward.
Yeah.
Most persons see it as a reward to relax. I can relate to what she is saying.
Yeah.
Now let's say as an ombudsman or as ombudsman of the new kingdom of God, do you or does the body also accept previous ombudsmen who have been opportuned to be promoted to another priestly body? Yes, as the case may be. Do you still accept those persons to come together and associate, like carry out all the activities of the ombudsman, or every ombudsman activity is strictly for all ombudsmen and ombudsmen alone?
Well, to answer that question, Divine Vanguard is a prestigious priesthood body.
Okay.
And if you are a vanguard, you are a vanguard. If you are not a vanguard, you are not a vanguard. However, there is no form of segregation whatsoever. There is still a platform for people who have been there, like people who have been ombudsmen in this kingdom. There's still a platform for them. When we have stuffs like maybe get together, we get to meet them. If we have anything we are launching, we get to, you know, meet with our former vanguards or senior vanguard, as the case may be. Yeah. Just like you, you're free to come around when we are having our gets together and all of that. But when it comes to operation, evangelism, and the rest, it is strictly for the body, because our body represents confidentiality. We are trying so hard to uphold that. Because without confidentiality, we cannot do a lot of things. You cannot arrest a lot of things.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Millington. Before we allow you go, we would love to know the prospect. So, my Lord, can you do us the honor of telling us the prospect of the ombudsman? We know they have a lot. This is one priestly body that I know that have carried out so many great activities over the years. So, what is in stock for you guys?
This time, don't forget, this time also is for their anniversary, if I'm not wrong. So, what should we be expecting?
The sky's going to fall.
Existing project leads to prospects. Maybe by that you will be able to have a soft landing from a previous project.